Hello, I'm Lou. Thanks for visiting Toastmasters International to learn more about using humor in your speeches. Since 1924, we've helped more than 4 million people gain confidence to communicate in challenging circumstances. And one of the most demanding situations you'll ever face is sharing a comical moment with an audience. Here are 3 time-tested tips to help you prepare so that you feel empowered to impress others. As you know, there are all kinds of speeches. Maybe you have to give a wedding toast, or address a team of executives at your company. Or maybe, just maybe, you have to present a eulogy. Believe it or not, humor can play an important role in every speech you give. A good joke or amusing story can wake up a boring topic. It can help you share an observation that explores some common bond with your audience. It can also help the audience members to bond with each other over a shared laugh. But it's not always easy to learn how to bring humor appropriately into a speech. The first tip will help you decide what to do about that. If you think there might be someone in the audience who could be offended by obscene, racist, sexist, religious, political, or other sensitive topics, there probably is. In most situations, it's better to avoid material that might alienate rather than connect your audience. Of course, if you're performing at a stand-up comedy club, you can stretch that a little bit. But if you're speaking almost any place else, you're better off taking the high road. This is especially true if you're speaking in a foreign culture. To stay on target, find a joke or a story that supports your speech topic. So if you're talking, say, about taxes to a group of auditors, your wit should probably center on money, taxes, or those things that affect people. You might have heard the funniest joke the night before your speech, but if it doesn't fit the topic of taxes, leave it out. Another way to avoid upsetting people when using humor is to be self-deprecating. An audience might be offended if you poke fun at their problems, even in the gentlest way. But that same audience will laugh if it's about you. That's just human nature. Now, if you're giving a eulogy, remember it's okay to share a lighthearted story about a funny moment in a person's life, especially if that person laughed about it while alive. Appropriate humor can help paint a true picture of who that person was. The most common way people ruin a joke or a funny story is to take too long. You should set up your punchline in as few words as possible. Never stop to explain or describe anything. The speed at which you tell your story is called pacing. Listen to a professional comedian, and you'll notice that they speed up in some places and slow down or even stop in others. They pace their words carefully to give each part of a joke its greatest impact. And don't try to copy their mannerisms, but you can learn a lot from their pacing. Then practice your own pacing in front of a friend. And your punchline, your funny moment, should always come at the end. If you waste words after you've said your joke, those words will hide the funny part. Ending on the punchline will also allow you to place more emphasis on it. Of course, you need to be thrifty with your words leading up to the punchline. Try not to announce an upcoming joke with phrases like, "This is funny." Let your listeners decide what will make them laugh. The trick is to learn what they find humorous, and then just dive into that. Remember, every story and joke has a rhythm, just like music. If you break the rhythm because you forgot part, it stops the music and the joke. Even if you use notes to give the rest of your speech, make an effort to know your story or joke well enough that you can launch right into it and take it all the way through without having to check your notes. Just be sure to mark where you pick up your speech again after the audience is done laughing. And while you're working so hard to learn that joke, why not give it the test it deserves? Humor is one of the trickiest parts of public speaking. Even when you're talking to people in your own culture, sometimes a joke just falls flat. It might just need a little tinkering here and there to get the words right, or it might require some work on your body language and facial expressions. Whatever the issue, wouldn't you rather know about it before you step in front of that large audience? This is a good time to take advantage of friends, neighbors, and acquaintances who would be willing to volunteer as a test audience for a few minutes and then provide some feedback. Of course, if they don't laugh, you could get a pretty good idea of what's not working. They might also be able to explain why. One great thing about being in a Toastmasters Club is that the members share helpful feedback whenever you ask. But no matter how you test or polish your jokes, eventually you'll feel more confident and ready to walk out on that stage. Try these 3 tips and you'll find it easier to liven up your speeches with laughter. Just remember, a little planning and practice will go a long way in helping you prepare for the podium. And with the help of humorous stories, you'll reach any audience with the gift of laughter. For more information on using humor in speeches, please visit a Toastmasters Club. Find a location near you at toastmasters.org.